Helmets Off is now on, and we're going to go back in time today, back to a time when I played professional football for the Detroit Lions. I was watching some old highlights, or actually an entire game of some Monday Night Football games that I played when I was in Detroit, and they were epic games. One year we played the reigning Super Bowl champion San Francisco 49ers. They were 3-0. And we were 0-3, and everyone thought this is going to be a bloodbath and it's going to be the end of the Detroit Lions. Well, we beat the 49ers on Monday Night Football. And then I listened to a game the previous year when we were playing the Dallas Cowboys, who had just won the Super Bowl that year, in Dallas on Monday Night Football. And of course, we won that game as well. I bring these up because I actually listened to the commentating from Dan Dierdorf, Al Michaels, and Frank Gifford. And of course, these guys are iconic sports reporters and broadcasters, and they're tremendous, and they do a phenomenal job. I've always been a big fan of, quite frankly, all of them. Maybe not Dierdorf as much, but at least Frank Gifford and of course Al Michaels. I think Al Michaels is probably the best in the business, and he's just had this prolific career, excellent in what he does. But what caught my attention was how they reported on me. And it was really quite frustrating because there was a narrative that they were promoting, and they were promoting certain players, they were promoting a certain game strategy, and it really was like disappointing because I felt like I was underrepresented as to how I played in the game. We won the games against really good football teams. I was the quarterback. I had a huge impact in the outcome of the games, but their commentating on plays and all this stuff was rather demeaning, quite frankly. And it got me thinking about my career. And if I could go back in time, if I could go back to when I played, what would I change? Would I change anything? And it's yes. And there's really only one thing I would change, because I laid it on the line. I worked hard, I lived where I played, I did everything I possibly could have done to succeed, and did quite well. I mean, I had a very sound, solid career. A few things change. It could have been a phenomenal career, and a lot of that is just getting in the right situation with the right team and the right offense that actually fits your style. We had one in 1995 and 96 with the Detroit Lions. Tom Moore was our offensive coordinator, and we developed an offense that really fit who we were. Well, he took that same offense to Indianapolis after our head coach Wayne Fontes was fired, and worked that same offense with some guy named Peyton Manning. So we were doing the same kinds of things, having the same kind of success with that offense. Had he stayed, had it been different, it would have been a good thing. So I don't regret anything that happened in my career, but there is one thing. There is one thing that I would do different, and that is I would have hired a PR firm. I actually would have had someone help to spin the story, to promote me, to put me in a light that was much different. Because the reality of sports, and especially professional sports, but it's the same in college sports, it's about making money. It's about selling a product, and the players are the product, and promoting those players in a certain way is what really helps define a brand. I'll give you another example. We played the Minnesota Vikings on a Thanksgiving game. And all of the selling of this was Warren Moon versus Barry Sanders, and so we play the game. Well, I throw for 4 touchdown passes. I have 410 yards. Barry Sanders, 3/4 of the way through the game, has 10 yards rushing. That's it, 10 yards rushing. Well, guess what the headline is in the paper and on ESPN? Barry Sanders leads the Detroit Lions to victory over the Minnesota Vikings and Warren Moon. And I'm like, who watched this game? Are you kidding me? I mean, in the game, I was actually voted the most valuable player of the game, but the promotion went to Barry Sanders. And I'm not knocking Barry. Barry was a great runner, phenomenal, deserves all the attention and all the accolades he gets. But I certainly was a much better player and got more and deserved a whole lot more respect than I got. And I believe the way to get that, to help, is to have a PR firm. I know it sounds funny. I never would have thought of it when I played, but looking back, that is the one thing I would have changed if I could go back in my life and in my career. Helmets Off is now off. You can text helmets to 65537. Go to all those social sites and like us. And, of course, be smart. Dial us in on your smartphone. Until then, we will catch you soon.